Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're kind of in Stormworks right now. I hope everybody's having a good Halloween. We did some trick-or-treating, it was a lot of fun. So this is kind of the Halloween thing. So I am building a submarine. As you can see, I was going to put out a video showing the build, but I'm not really that good at, it took a long time to get here. Like, you can look at some of my other submarine designs. Pretty awful. Boxes with square glass. I don't even know. Anyways, I got some there. Anyways, there's some examples there we can look at. Okay, so I'm basically at the point now where I think it needs to be a bit thicker. I made some torpedoes and some other stuff, so I'm just going to spawn it in just so we can see how it looks. It is definitely going to need to be a little bit thicker. I'm still kind of working on it. Like I said, it's a little slow. If I make it taller, we can speed it up. So yeah, so right now we've got it's got the torpedo bay. Now what I'm going to do with the torpedoes is I'm going to make them similar to the gun, where there's a camera on the torpedo and you just use your mouse, and the mouse will be able to control the torpedo as it's going and spinning around and trying to get to where it gets to. Yeah, so as you can see, basically need to do a couple of things. I put some beds and all this kind of stuff in here, but I'm wondering if I can, if I can split it there. Kind of where it was, I can't really, if I'm going to be splitting it, I have to split it from here, unfortunately. But it definitely needs to be taller. Definitely needs to be taller. So if we cut that, perhaps something like that, I think is more what we're looking at. So this is the nuclear reactor here. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's going to have to be more something like that. Let's try that. Let's see how that looks. Let's merge that. One, two, three. See how that looks. I guess it's a lot to repair. Merge that together. That's the torpedo door. So now what I can do is I can actually add more. I can add more torpedoes in here. This is actually kind of nice. So that'll work for there. And then the front, obviously, we will have to do something like this. Yeah, I sort of, like I said, I sort of had a design here on the front, and I will go over it again just to sort of, but it's kind of like, okay, I added the design, and then it's like, okay, now I want the torpedo bay, and I have to add torpedo doors, that kind of stuff, right? So how do I incorporate that into it? It's just a lot of thought. So yes, so that has brought us to this point where we are now, and then this is the reactor chamber. So I know this. Let's see here. I just want to. I was testing the reactor out a little bit. Testing out its ability to make steam and keep up. I have a couple of electric motors, but I'm going to be replacing these. Now that I have more room in here, I'm actually going to use the steam to drive pistons, which means I can get rid of, I had a 2 boilers in here, one in the front, one in the back. And that was just enough. Like if you were on like 0.8 throttle, you could go, but it was so slow. I think my maximum speed was like 25 knots. And I mean, you put in a diesel engine in here, and your maximum speed is a lot more than that. So I just wanted something that was a little more comparable to what I could get out of a diesel engine. And the only way to do that is to use pistons. So we have to use pistons in order to expand on that. All right. So after I said all that spiel, let's do that there. It's kind of internals. Get the internals. This is the ballast tank, which is absolutely huge now, but it should still work. I guess we could do that. Cool, this becomes 2 stories. So we'll have to figure out something with that. What else? Let's fix up the back here. It also means I'm going to have to put more weight in it to get this thing down. So submarines, they don't sit here in the water. They sit there in the water. They sit low. And you're not supposed to take in a whole lot of water to go down. You know, just a little bit of water. Just enough to break our buoyancy. And that's it. Now the challenge is something like this. It's nuclear powered. We're going to be using a lot of air. So this rudder, this has to be replaced. Power shaft. It's going to be replaced. Oops. And then black. All right, so just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of kind of in there, and then of course it's probably going to be there, the new rudder, or the new propeller. And we can take, where is it, the giant propeller. We can do that. Perfect. I might need more of those. I won't move them just yet. Okay, and then I'm going to merge. That's all one. All right. Now what do we need to do? We need to clear that. We need to take this, the drive shaft. Cut that. Fix that. This thing produces steam, and it actually produces quite a bit of steam. So we can use that steam to power a bunch of pistons, and then we can use the pistons. Let me see, these ones here. So I don't know if I want to use, like, I would like to be able to use the medium pistons. Look, they just fit. They just fit. Now you have to use these things in let's see, in series. Two at a time. Oh, I can't because the microcontrollers are going to. That way one. No, let's just get that right out of the way. Let's just get that right out of the way. I'm sure we'll use that eventually. Somewhere. All right. Oh, and then I need to check also, now that we've placed the pistons, let's check where our steam out and steam out there. So that has to be independent, and then steam comes in here. So steam in and then steam out. It draws steam in when it goes up, and it pushes steam out when it goes down. So this one here needs to be, I think they have theirs set at negative 0.25. And then that way when this one puts out steam, because basically you fill up the pipe. I don't know if that makes sense, but you fill up the steam pipe like 100%. So if this first piston is pushing out steam, it's going to be blocking the steam coming out of the second piston. So if all the pistons are in the same alignment, you're not going to be able to get the steam out. So here, let's just save this for a minute, and we'll take a look at the preset here. That'll better explain what I'm talking about. Oh, did they get rid of their preset piston? No, here's their preset piston engine here. Right, so this is the medium pistons. I know they have 4 of them in line. So this one's 0. This one starts at negative 25, 0, plus 25, and 50. In there, you know, that's how they have it. I run it at 2 instead of 4 because I find that it's just better. And so anyway, so this one's minus 25 and this one's 0. So we'll load. See here. Load that. So I guess the way they have it at this one is minus 25. And this one here is 0. This one here is minus 25. All right. And then the RPS comes out of there. So now what we can do is we need steam to come in. Steam to come in. Alrighty. The pipe work. The pipe work. So steam out, steam in. And then from here we have, this was actually steam out. From there, and we can just do this. Get rid of that there. There we go. All right, so this steam here has to go into there. Now, I don't know if it's the trouble. Is one of these boilers going to be enough? Or do I need a second boiler? When I used mine, I guess we'll just see. We'll just see if it's able to produce enough steam or not. With what we have here. So we'll just test what we have here. So we need to split it. I wonder how that's going to work. Let's see. So get this out of symmetry mode for a minute. And let's run it. Let's run it this way. guess this is where I should be splitting it. I wonder if this is the best way to do this. Two, three, and then like that. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? If this steam is going to go here first, if we need another one for this side over here, but let's try it out. Let's see if there's enough steam in the system to fill the system and give us enough pressure from one boiler. Now, I don't know how any of that works. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna be crunching the numbers. I could put a pressure sensor on every single one of these lines to see if there's pressure in there and all that. I could do that too, but I might have to. I might have to. Okay, so then when the steam comes out, it needs to go into the condenser. So I don't know if it can, but we're going to try and merge it. It might need its own condenser because the steam might be conflicting with the pressure from there. So let's do this. I know when I've tested this in the past, yeah, I had to set up a different one. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so this comes in here, and then basically we want to merge this, and let's take that way, and let's take this. That needs to be one of these, and then that needs to be there, and like that, and this one here needs to be this one. Right, and then I'm pretty sure the RPS coming off the pistons is going to be pretty, it's mild, so we are going to have to step it up. So for now, let's just do that. There we go, and now it won't actually be producing power until the boiler is turned on. What I'll do is I'll put a collection here. Right here. And then we'll put a gearbox here for reverse. And then when it's on, it can be -1. We'll connect that later. Now we'll just test it initially, and then we'll see if we need to boost the RPS that comes off of there. But let's just see how that works. And then of course we'll see if it's even ready to be dropped in the water, if it's going to flood, if I've missed anything. Let's see. Right now it seems a little more appropriate to the top. It appears I've missed something. So we'll check in here first. have I missed? Maybe at the front. I wonder if this is too much. I wonder maybe if that gap is too much. Oh, that gap there is probably too much too, actually. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. First, let's test the torpedo door, which we'll be opening up from inside. Just for now, I have it set up to the seat because I'm testing the torpedoes. Oh, that's going to be so nice. And there will be more of them in there. You'll probably get 6. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, plenty of room down here now. The monitor is way up there. Let's see, core temp. We'll take that to 500. I wonder if I can even get back. Probably can't even get. Yeah, I might be able to climb back up there. Oh, I can. Cool. Cool. Okay, so I will be able to sort of take a look at what's going on. All right. Controls are good. I don't have power in the clutch. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Yeah, it does. Let's do a test. Let's do a full test. Full test. So we'll take a we'll take a keypad. A keypad. Yeah, keypad. Clutch. All right, I'm gonna take electricity. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, we're already at 100 grand. I mean, it does take a little bit. It takes a little bit to get the shape that you want. Then, you know. So hopefully I can. This will need a little bit of work, this hallway here. Right? But this is cool. Can add more bunks. This area, it actually brings in a lot of area. So we'll push down the core temp. We'll start at 600. And we'll see what kind of steam it's able to produce. Cool. Yeah, it's going to need a lot more weight in it also. So we'll have the gun that's going to be mouse controlled. We'll have these torpedoes. We'll have 6 of them. They'll be mouse controlled, so you can switch to the camera. That'll be on the torpedo. I think that'd be cool. And you could be in the water, just kind of guiding it around. They're pretty fast, so I figured that's the best way. That's the best way, the most accurate way. We'll figure it out. We'll see if we can superimpose radar over it or something like that, so we can. It'll be cool. All right, so we should be producing steam shortly. We'll hear the pistons slowly start up, and then we'll test them. We'll see what our linear speed is. Holy temperature is cold. goes. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. You can do it. There we go. Now it's starting to pick up. So I think this needs to get to 100, and then it'll start to produce the steam that we need. And then we can read the RPS coming off the pistons. They'll be going, but the clutch will be at 0, so we won't be going anywhere. But we'll be able to see the RPS output that we're getting from the pistons. Then when we apply load to it, we can see the drop. We'll see if this is going to work, or if I need to double these up. There we go. Look at the steam out, it's huge. Oh yeah, they're going. All right, so about 1.5 RPS. So let's see what we can do if we... Oh, there's no electricity to the clutch. No way, gotta do that all over again? Oh, one more time. One more time. Yeah, I've had a cold, so I've been coughing a little bit. I apologize for that. Just kind of, it's the season. Colds come and go. All right. So we gotta do that again. So we were producing about 1 RPS. I wonder if I'm gonna put on 3 gearboxes here. And we'll see if we can do that. I think I had to put on 7. Oh boy. Alright, we'll spawn it in again. I'll just fly through the outside. Boom, there we go. Wow, that was a quick trip inside. Alright, and then we'll start filling up the chambers. There we go. Yes, as you can see, it's going to take a little bit more work to fill it up. This area here, this small area here is going to be the living quarters. Probably be more bunks. I can put in like a kitchen and another area, and then there's going to be another battle station, like electronic station, maybe up at the front here. Electronics and sonar and that kind of stuff. So then we're going to have like an autopilot and all the usual, all the good stuff, right? We can stay at a certain depth. We'll stay at whatever it is above the sea floor or something like that. Because if we're measuring our, I guess it doesn't matter, height above sea level. Either or. Yeah, so it needs those kinds of systems. We need to add a bit more weight to it as well. So we stay lower in the water, like I was saying, submarines sit low in the water. And that's going to make it so we don't need to draw in so much water to pull us down. Yeah, and then I can add on to the torpedoes, which work really well. They're really fast in the water. And then maybe eventually with the added room, I could put some missiles in the back that fire. I'm hoping that they change the way the radar works and just make it less sensitive. You saw, okay, for example, you saw the sonar, right? The first 2 targets on the sonar were our rudders. So if I launch a torpedo and it's saying the direct X, Y, and the torpedo turns in the water, it's going to turn around and destroy ourselves, right? So they just need to fix the way torpedoes track. That's all. How do you do that? I don't know. So what I'm going to attempt to do is make it so that way we can use the mouse to control the torpedoes, just like we do the guns, X and the Y values, so we can manually file it around in there. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be really, really neat to see. All right, waiting on all this stuff again. I don't know how much water we're going to need in here now to go down again. Probably a lot. It's going to need lights and all this internal, the life support systems and blah, 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 right? There's not enough weight on the front, so what's going to happen is when it's going to overfill on the backside, and the backside of the submarine is going to sink down, and the nose of the submarine is going to stay up. Towards the surface is what's going to happen here. That's all right. We just wanted to test this, our linear speed. Those pistons should be starting any eon now. Well, if you don't set the core temp, it won't stop heating up. It'll heat up forever. Whoa. Oh yeah, this is pretty fast already. This is faster than I was able to get. Not quite, not quite. Let's see where we're at. So 4.5. So if I doubled it up, yeah, but you see what's happening here as well. I don't even think I need to double it up. Steam stays good, actually. I wonder what it could be. Maybe I should upgrade this pump. Yeah, or put pumps on each one of the steam lines. Anyway, so as you can see there, that we have a couple of options here. The RPS shouldn't be swaying back and forth like that. I just got to load it because we're a little further away than I wanted to be. It should be, the RPS should be steady when it's going up and down like that. There's an issue there. I'm not too sure where with the. I am gonna check. I'm gonna save this here. And I am going to load one of my other, my nuclear powered ships, which is piston powered. Which one? Holy moly. This one here, is it? Yeah, you see what I had to do here? I doubled them up. And then the steam comes out. And I was using a condenser for each. I don't know if I had to do that. Oh yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had to have 7 gearboxes. So maybe that's all I need to do. Maybe I just need to add more gearboxes. See, I had to put a condenser, right? Because each time it would... Looks like I could run 2, though. It would draw in, and then it would draw out. Alright, and I had to use 7. So, a little bit of confidence there. So I may just have to expand. Oh, I may just have to expand. Right, if I add 2 more, they have to be on their own, their exhaust. They have to have, there has to be another condenser in here. I think that's the problem. Let's see if I put it here. And we'll use this condenser for... Oops, the steam coming off of here. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with steam. Water out was this probably steam in on this side, right? Yeah, so the steam has to come in, it cools down, it gets turned to water, and then it gets returned to the system. So how does it cool down? We just need to use a couple of radiators, no big deal. The steam already cools down pretty fast on its own. This would be our coolant here. So if we said, I think, is that how I have that coming up like that? Yeah, pretty much. I know it's efficient to run them. Inefficient to run them in line. Let's see, do we need that one? Or do I need... Probably just that one, actually. Yeah, let's see here. Just a couple of plain old radiators. Oh, is that going to be in the way? Oh, look, I see a problem. I see a problem. Look at that. One of those wasn't, you see that? Had the pipe in the wrong direction. No wonder it was having issues. It couldn't exhaust. So I might not actually need the second condenser. You know that. It might be fast enough. I'd like to, if I don't have to use the second condenser, I don't want to. Just because it adds a bunch of unnecessary weight that I have to compensate for. That's cool. Alright, let's save that. What's the runtime on this anyways? What do we got here? Oh, they got almost an hour. My goodness. Alright, so we saved it. Saved it. That's what I mean. Like, you build these things, it does take a while. It takes a long time to refine it and all that, you know. We want to get this to a point where it's fighting, right? Alright, so now we just wait an hour for it to start up. Yeah, I had to make the torpedo bays that way because there's logic that I needed to put on the torpedoes to get them to work. I'm glad I found that pipe. Now we'll see if it's changed, if any. It should give us steady speed, even if it's only 5 meters per second. We can expand on that. If it shows up to 4, right, and this is kind of the discovery part to Stormworks. Where here we are, we're trying to discover how all these parts are going to fit together and work for us. Yeah, if I move all these pipes, then I can have that space over top of the engine for, who knows, or in the front. I'll change that gun. I'm going to redesign the gun. It'll probably just be a single, maybe a heavy autocannon, I'm not sure. That would probably be better, a single heavy autocannon. La la la. Oh boy. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? As my daughter would say, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh, here we go. There we go. Steady power. All right. So that was 5 from 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if it can handle that. Oh boy, yeah, so this is what I'll be up to for this next little bit. If you watched the video to this far, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all in the next one. In the next one here, what I'll do is I'll have this figured out. And I'll start figuring out the controls for in here, right? Because we want to have a monitor here so we can see where we're going from down here. We want to have cameras and stuff. And then we also want to have like a periscope and radar and all that sort of stuff. So there's going to be a few more videos to this build. And then, of course, we'll put it on the workshop like I used to do so we can all play with it and check it out. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. You guys are awesome. And I will see you all in the next one. Happy Halloween.